guys, I'm Brianna Alexis and welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're not, thanks for returning. Be sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me. So if you stumbled across this video, it's probably because you saw me like blow up somewhere, whether it was on here, YouTube, or if it was on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be. You just saw my name. You probably saw my name around and saw everyone talking about me, and you probably were thinking like, who is this girl doing big things out here, influencing people, spreading positivity, doing good work? Like, what's all the talk about? The title of this video is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm basically going to be telling you exactly who am I, why I'm on YouTube, why I started YouTube, and what are my goals, my intention. So if you would like to hear more, continue watching. So first up, just want to kind of start off with like a little bit of a brief introduction of myself. I go by Brianna Alexis. I am currently 26 years old. I will be 27 in October, November. Oh my god, I'll be 27 in 2 months, y'all. I'm getting old. Getting so old. And basically I am just your average 20-something-year-old trying to navigate to this thing that we call life here. And I'll get more into that towards the end when I start to explain, what my why is and what my goals. But kind of just want to start or talk a little bit about what led me to want to start a YouTube channel or to become a content creator in general. And I would have to say it all goes back to my childhood. I felt like growing up, I've always found it extremely hard to kind of like express myself verbally. So anytime that like I felt a certain type of way about something, or just anything that I had going on in my mind, I never really, or that I probably wanted to talk to someone about or consult about, I don't know, I just never felt comfortable doing so. I've always felt like I couldn't really express myself because I felt like no one would understand, no one would get it. For some odd reason, I just always had implanted in my head that like I'm the only person in the world going through whatever it is that I may have been going through, and that like no one would actually get what I was going through, even if I did, or even if I was able to communicate to them what I was feeling or what I was going through. And so I struggled with that a lot. Like I was one of those people who definitely kept everything bottled up inside. Like you would not know absolutely nothing if you would not know if I was sad, happy, angry, mad, depressed, nothing. Like you just would have no idea. I always kept a straight face, and whatever I was going through or was feeling, I just always just dealt with it on my own. I didn't want to be that way though. If I'm being completely honest, like I felt like there was times where I actually did want to share how I was feeling and actually be able to talk to somebody, talk to anyone, let them know what I was thinking. But physically, it was just very hard for me to do. If I ever attempted, I would like just cry. I would just hysterically cry, and I could never get the words out. Or I would just literally just cannot physically say what I wanted to say. I never really saw people going through what I went through, at least at a younger age. I felt like everyone in my environment or that I was around kind of did the same thing. Like they held everything in, didn't really show their feelings or emotions that often. And if they did, they never showed it to me. They probably had other people that they went and spoke to or kind of like confined in and was able to express themselves in that way. So because I never really seen it, that's another reason why I kind of just felt like, well, no one will understand, because I just feel like no one goes through that type of stuff. And so to try to speed it up a little bit or just get to the point, I say that all just to say that, like, now knowing what I know now and being older and having to get out of my environment from when I was younger, and going into a different environment and actually seeing that people do express their feelings, and people do have the same type of feelings that or emotions that I was feeling as a younger person. Like, people be going through the same thing. Like, I actually got to experience and see other people go through what I always thought that I was dealing with by myself, or the only one to do that, after coming out of my environment. And so after seeing those things and knowing what I know now, I don't know, it just made me realize that, like, there are other people out there who probably are going through the same thing that I went through when I was younger. And these people might be of the same age bracket that I was when I was younger. So I really want to reach out to that age demographic. But there can also be people who are just now, like, starting to, or still at the similar age that I am now or older, who are still suffering with those things, and probably just feel the same way. Like, they just feel like there's no one out there who understands them, or who goes through the things that they want to go through, that they're going through. And so I kind of want to be that person outside of someone else's environment to show them that, like, people do go through the same thing. There's people out there who may be going through the same things, even going through, or may have already went through the same things that you're feeling. And I kind of want to just be I kind of want to be relatable to those people. Like, I feel like if I had someone, a good example, or someone to look up to, or to kind of just like see or relate to during that time at a young age, that would have been so helpful for me. I probably would have learned to be a little bit more comfortable or vulnerable way sooner than what I have done now. And so I want to be that relatable person for anyone out there who may be going through the same thing. I think the biggest thing that I've realized is that I had to get out of the environment that I was in order to be able to see those things. So I'm so thankful and grateful that I was able to do that. But I also understand and realize that, like, not everyone has the opportunities to get outside of their environment. And so, or to at least easily get out of their environment. For me, I was fortunate enough to, like, move away from home and go to school out of the city that I lived in. So that's kind of what exposed me to other things. But I understand that, like, not everyone has those opportunities, or it's not that easy for someone. And so I figured content creation, posting videos on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it's an easy access for people who may not be able to physically move out of their environment right away. But you can always pull up Instagram, you can always pull up YouTube, you can always pull up TikTok. Everyone has phones nowadays, and even if you don't have a phone, like, social media is big. I don't know how everybody be getting access to it or seeing the things that they see on social media, but it's big, and it gets around very quickly, way more quickly. And so content creation was one of the things that I was like, well, this could be my way to kind of reach out to a broader audience. I can't think of the word, but this could be my way to reach out to a broader audience, and in hopes to, kind of be that relatable figure for someone who may be looking or seeking, or may just feel like they're going through something alone and may think like no one gets them, no one understands, and like they're all on their own. Like, I want to show you that there are people out there who can relate. And I think what's great about me is that I'm not like, I wouldn't consider myself anything too special or anything. Like, I feel like I'm your everyday regular girl. I want to show you the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. I don't know, I just want to show people that like they're not alone, right? There's someone out there for that could be relatable to everybody. And so that's just like a little background of, you know, what led me to want to start content creation. I feel like social media is like the perfect kind of like avenue to be authentic, be my authentic self, truly and completely, and just reach a broader audience, like, you know. And so I have my iPad so that I can stay on track with what I'm saying, because I tend to like to ramble, especially when I get really invested into a topic or passionate about a topic. And so I'm trying to stay on track so I don't ram y'all heads off with a whole bunch of just stuff. And so that's kind of like what led me to want to start content creation. I'm gonna talk about now how I started content creation. It's something that if I had to choose, I probably wouldn't have started the way that I did, but I'm okay with the way I'm starting. And so it's been about a month now that I have taken on starting, like, doing content creation fully, like all in, taking a huge risk here, all in, focusing on just creating content, editing, posting. It's been about a month now. I would say I dabbled in it here and there, not on YouTube, but on like Instagram and TikTok. I dabbled in it here and there. Earlier in this year, like a few months, I have posted some videos and like sharing a little bit more than what I normally would share, being a little bit more vulnerable or trying to show other parts of myself that like only my close friends and family knows. But like within this last month, I have fully embraced and indulged in content creation, like as if it was a full-time job. The reason I say that, like, if I had to choose it my way, I probably wouldn't have started this way. It was because the reason I started is because unfortunately I did about a month ago lose my job. And should I take you guys down memory lane or give you guys background? I guess I kind of have to in order for you to like fully understand. And so I did lose my job. This is actually my second time losing my job. Ooh, did I just say that? I did. Not anything my fault, of course. Ooh, I hope I didn't mess up the sound. I forgot I had this mic on, y'all. Not of anything at my fault, of course, not this time or the first time, but working in corporate, especially right now during this recession and after post-COVID and all this stuff, y'all, I know everyone's like the unemployment rate is so low and stuff like this, and it's easy to get jobs and stuff out there, but I don't know. The job market right now, I don't think it is at its best right now, especially from the industry that I was in. I think I got a really good idea of it. I used to work in HR, and so I'm seeing the workforce from a different perspective. And I don't know, I don't necessarily think that it's the best right now, but that's a whole nother topic. Anywho, lost my job. This is the second time losing my job. The first time I lost my job, because I'm gonna take you guys back a little bit, it was earlier in this year. It was in January. Was devastated because it was just something that I was not expecting at all, did not see coming, and I was not prepared for it at all. A little part of me was kind of okay with the fact, only because I low-key did not like my job anyway. And so I was already kind of looking for another job, but my plan was to find another job and kind of like leave that job before the job let me go, but it just didn't happen that way. So the first time I got let go, I was devastated. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not prepared for this. I need to hurry up and find another job so I can continue to take care of the responsibilities, financial responsibilities at least, that I was responsible for. And I was just like, what am I going to do? Instantly, when I found out I lost my job, I kind of like had my moment. And then I got into a routine. It was like every day I woke up, pulled out my laptop, and I was on LinkedIn all day long, searching for jobs. But in the process of me doing that, I was making videos. And that's when I was like, I kind of dabbled in content creation because I was posting reels on Instagram and on TikTok. And so I did that because I've always watched YouTube videos. I'm like a YouTube, I wouldn't say an addict, but I'm obsessed with YouTube. If you ask any of my friends, they know that I'm always in my free time watching some type of YouTube video, watching some type of vlog. Loved YouTube, loved everything about it. I used to joke around all the time and be like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. I'm gonna start my YouTube whenever I was out with my friends. And I used to pull out my camera or get on like Instagram or Snapchat when I was still using it. I would always act like I am a YouTuber and like I was recording and I was talking to, you know, my subscribers. So it was something that I've always kind of like enjoyed, and I've always joked around saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to start it. And I kind of realistically actually saw it actually being a thing, but I don't know, I guess I was scared. I never really was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber, content creator. I was just like, that would be nice to have on the side. That would be a nice thing to do on the side of whatever my main thing is. And so when I lost my job, I had all of this free time, y'all. Like literally had nothing to do all day long, nothing to do. So every morning I would spend my mornings searching for jobs, and then I would make reels. I would go work out, make little reels, and I was just doing it for fun because I was just had so much time, and I was like, let me dabble in this and see if I can actually do it, right? About 2 months later, I ended up finding another job. And so happy about that. It wasn't like my dream job or anything. It wasn't anything major. It was a job, and it replaced the money that I lost when I lost my job. And so that's what I was more concerned about. And it was really easy, like simple, easy job, right? So I was doing that. Maybe like 2 or 3 months into doing that, my dad reached out to me and asked for help with his restaurant. And so I started taking on an additional, like, I guess, job or responsibility. I started helping out at his restaurant, spending my days at the restaurant, helping out his business partner to kind of like operate and run the restaurant, which was a really quick but good experience, just because it was my first time seeing entrepreneurship from like the start. Like, you hear people talking about starting their own business and stuff, but like when you meet those people, it's like you're meeting them when their business is already booming and they're already somebody. But in this case, my dad don't know what he's doing. And it was a restaurant, so he was basically just financially owner, like he just did the investor, I guess, but his business partner, she was the actual person running the restaurant. And so really I was helping her run the restaurant. And this was like something she's never done before. She was literally just taking a risk and trying to put her craft make her craft or her hobby and her passion and stuff into an actual career. Not a career, but just into a business. So I was basically helping her start her business. It was a good experience because it kind of showed me or opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't realize that I was capable of doing on my own. Fast forward into about a month ago from now to now losing this second job that I had. So this time around, when I lost this job, I was kind of devastated about it because once again, I was not expecting it, nor was I prepared for it. This was completely out of the blue. And it wasn't like the first time where I didn't like this job. This job, it was okay job. Like, it was doable. I liked the company. I liked it. I was okay with it. Again, it wasn't like my dream job or anything, but it wasn't like I wasn't miserable. It was something that I could do, that I didn't mind doing. And so when I lost it, I was kind of just like taken back a little bit because again, I wasn't expecting it at all, and I was just not prepared for it. But oddly enough, I was a little bit at peace with the fact that I lost it. Like, I wasn't as distraught or hurt or such in a rush to find another job as like I was the first time. This time around, I kind of took the time to like think about what led to this point, or maybe why this was happening. And in doing that, I realized that I just felt like, and I made videos, some of my previous videos, you kind of see me talk a little bit briefly about it. I never said exactly what I was talking about, but here's the video, what I was talking about. But I don't know, in the process of me just thinking about why this thing had happened to me or what was going on, I think I've come to the conclusion that like I just feel like I was being led or guided into something, I guess my purpose, like exactly what I wanted to do. I don't know, it just was different. Like, I was not okay with losing my job, but I just was not in a rush to find another job. Granted, I did go back into the routine that I did the first time. Like, I was like, okay, I got all this free time again. What am I going to do with it? I do have to find another job because I do have, again, financial responsibilities that I got to pay for. So I guess I'm going to go back to what I did the first time, look for jobs. But within like the first 2 weeks of me doing that, I don't know, something like just didn't feel right. Like, I started to get bored with looking for jobs. I also got very disinterested. It was very weird because I like to work. I'm a very good and hard worker, and so I don't mind working. Like, honestly, can't see myself not working, at least no time soon. And so for me to just not have the urge or or even just the drive to even look for another job was very odd for me. And I started questioning myself, like, why am I not like interested in finding a new work? And I know I need a job, but I don't know, I just didn't desire to go back into the office. Like, I started asking myself, I'm like, I don't think I want to go back into the office. I don't think I want to work for anybody anymore. Like, it's just not doing it for me. And I don't know, maybe it has to do with just my skill set in general. So I went to school for business administration, which is very broad. Like, I know a little bit of everything. I know about marketing. I know about like branding. I know about just the operational side of a business. I know about HR. Like, I know a little bit of everything. And so I can literally do just about anything. I guess my skill set is very just transferable. And so when I was looking for jobs, I was looking at just about any and everything. Of course, I was still trying to find something that I would enjoy and could see myself long term, because I don't ever just want to work for a coin. Or I don't ever want to just work for a coin. Like, if I'm gonna work, I want to enjoy where I'm working and enjoy the environment and what I'm doing and stuff. So was looking for jobs, and I don't know, I just was so disinterested, and I just did not want to do it anymore. I was like, I don't want to be constrained to a certain amount of hours Monday through Friday of being at work. Like, I feel like I want to be doing work where, like, on my own time, if I could put 4 or 5 hours straight just working through and completing a whole bunch of tasks, and then for the rest of the day do whatever I want to do. Like, that's what I want to be doing. I don't want to be stuck working 8 hours a day, not doing anything for half the day because I already completed it within the first 3 or 4 hours of the day. I don't want to answer to anybody. I don't want anyone telling me when they need something done and like holding me to that. Like, I want to be able to kind of just do work that I know I'm capable of doing on my own time, on my own terms. And yeah, I don't want to be penalized for not doing something at a certain time or not doing it in the way that someone else wanted me to do it. Everything that comes with just working a job for someone else, like, I just didn't want to do anymore. I no longer desired that. And I just really wanted to do something that I was actually passionate about and really enjoyed doing. I think all of my previous roles up until this point where I just lost this job, that was one of my biggest things. It's like, I found myself being unhappy with the exception of the very last job that I had. I just found myself being like unhappy with the work that I was doing. I never found like passion in anything that I was doing. I felt like I was just doing a job, right? And so when I made this like realization with myself, I made a huge decision. Of course, I prayed about it, asked God and stuff, but I made like a huge decision, which is kind of what led me to where I'm at now. I made this huge decision to say, I am going to stop looking for jobs. I'm going to stop applying for jobs. And I'm going to give this content creation thing a shot. Why? I don't know. Like I said, if it was up to me, I would have been like, no, Brianna, that's not smart. You need to go get a job that's going to pay your bills. And you can do this content creation thing on the side like you were doing before until you're able to make a living or something off of this content creation stuff full time. That's the logical thing that I would do. That's what I would want to do. But I'm really big on like vibes and feelings and stuff. And I had a very strong feeling. I wouldn't say intuition, but just a very strong feeling. And just the fact that I just had no desire in going to work in general kind of was telling me like, no, you can take this leap of faith. You can take this huge risk. Because worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out in like 6 months or so, or if I don't see anything coming from it at least, or the potential, I can always go back and find work. I just feel like I was being led to doing this full time just because there's just so many things that when I look back into like the things that have happened within like the last year, I would say, that's led me to here. It just all makes sense to me. It's like my very first job. I quit my very first job because I felt undervalued by like the company and my managers. I wasn't getting promoted and I should have got promoted. And then like I wasn't, of course, without promotion, I can't increase my pay or nothing like that. So I don't know, I just wasn't seeing any growth, wasn't getting promoted, wasn't getting paid anymore. And I just didn't feel valued or respected by I wouldn't say respected, they respected me. But I didn't feel valued. Like I felt unappreciated by my managers and just the company itself. Not all of my managers, but the company itself. And so I decided to leave there because I was just so unhappy. But aside from me just being so unhappy, like when I was working this job for almost 3 years. And I was working like 50 hours a week, y'all. Never got, so I was working there before COVID and all through COVID. Never got to be at home. Like when the world shut down, my job was still open. I was still working. We were considered an essential worker. I was still working. I was working outside. I live in South Florida. It's hot through the summer, like working outside, sweating outside. Um, like I never got that option to get a break, to work from home, to do anything. I was literally like hustling and slaving, y'all, for like almost 3 years for this company and not getting anything out of it. And so when I decided to leave that job, I left that job for a remote job. That was my first time being at home, working from remote. Great experience because I actually got work-life balance. Because I was like at this job for almost 3 years, just hustling and slaving, I started to like neglect my family. I started to just not spend time for myself. I would literally just go to work, go work out, go home, eat, shower, sleep, and do it all over again. Like that was it. And I started to realize like I don't want to just do that. Like there's other things I want to do outside of just working and working out and going to sleep and waking up and doing the same thing. Like I didn't have no time for myself, nor did I have time for anyone else. And so when I left this job and got my first remote job, I realized that that was something that I actually valued and wanted to start doing more. And I love working from home because I can literally got up and work when I wanted to work on my own time. And I love that. So just getting to experience like working from home was something that I knew in the future, for like a future career, like that's something I would want to do. That's how I knew that like I would much rather like work on my own time than to work for someone else's time, right? Then when I got let go from that first job, some of the things that I realized from there is that I don't want to. Everything was in sales. I was in sales, you guys. I didn't want to sell. Like I did not like sales. And that job also made me realize that like I don't want to work just for money. I never felt like I wanted to work for money, but that job, it definitely made me realize like I'm not working for money. I'm working to make so that second job that I had was in HR. I was a recruiter, so I was helping people find jobs. And what I really enjoyed from that job was that I was helping someone else to pursue their dreams. And that's what I really appreciate and value about that job. And so when I got let go from that first job, I realized like these people only care about dollars as opposed to me caring for actually helping people, right? I don't want to work for money. I want to work to make a difference in somebody else's life, to make an impact in somebody else's life. And so fast forward to this third job that I just said I just lost. I was still working within HR, but I was doing like the bare minimum. Like my job responsibilities was nothing really. So like I said, I don't have any bad ill will towards that job. It just wasn't my dream job, and it was just a job. And so all of these things that I'm like learning from these previous jobs and like watching how I'm here to where I'm at now, and I made this decision that I'm going to make full-time content. I don't know, it kind of just almost made sense. Like I feel like I was being prepared to take on this new career change. The first preparation was working from home. Like when I left my first job and got my first remote job, like that was my first time experiencing working from home, working on my own time. And of course I had to learn how to balance and do that to make sure that I'm not just playing around, that I'm actually working and still staying on a schedule and stuff like that. I think I did pretty well at that. But I think that was like my first preparation, was just, okay, you're going to have all this time now. How are you going to use it properly? How are you going to make sure that you're maximizing your time? And so I felt like that was like my first preparation. Then my second preparation was like, okay, you got all this time and you want to work, cool, you're working, but what work are you going to do or what's going to keep you motivated to like actually still do work with all this free time and stuff. And I felt like I found that just knowing that like I'm not working for $1, I'm working to make an impact, to make a difference, right? So I think that was like my second preparation. And then my third preparation, honestly, was helping my dad and his business partner with their restaurant. It was me. That short but good experience, it I don't know, it helped me to realize that I'm capable of doing that, and that people can trust my judgment, and that I'm more than qualified to do that. It helped me to build the confidence to know that like people really do or could look up to you, or could rely on you, or not rely on, well, yeah, could like really rely on you to give them the knowledge that you have, right? Like people will look up to you and they would trust the knowledge that you are giving them. So I think that was like my third preparation that kind of just led me into this space of content creation. And I say that all just to say the final point as to who am I, what am I on YouTube for, what am I doing content creation with, to kind of like wrap everything up with, it's just like my why. Why do I want to step into this space? Like what is my purpose? What is my goals? And just to tie everything in, ultimately, I just want to be able to share my life experiences, my knowledge, my wisdom, just me in whole, share more parts of myself in hopes that I'm able to spreading positively. That's my main thing. It's spreading positively. I'm a very calm, peaceful person. I really enjoy anything that is positive, anything that has to do with like healthy mental health, motivating people, inspiring people. And so I kind of just want to spread that positivity, that different mindset that I have to other people, to help you grow, help you change, help you better yourself, whatever the case may be. I want to be that person to help. I really enjoy helping people. I don't know why, but I find joy and happiness in seeing that something I did, said, help someone else to change their life or make a difference in their life. And even like the smallest of ways. I don't know. I just really enjoy seeing other people happy because of something that I was able to assist them with. And so that's kind of what my goal for this content creation thing is. In my bio, or you'll hear me say a lot, I say all the time, I am a lifestyle, I'm going to consider myself a lifestyle creator. And that's basically like exactly what I'm going to be. Anything lifestyle, anything to do with like coming of age, just living, navigating again life. That is what I want to influence. That is what I want to inspire and make a difference in. I think the best way to kind of navigate through life, and it's what I've learned so far and continue to learning, is to change your mind. I think your perspective and your mind is like the key to navigating through life. And so I want to be able to share my experiences and my journey in life with you all, to be able to view through a different lens, a different perspective. I think my perspective is very different from not just people in general, but specifically for people within my age range. I don't think a lot of people my age think the way that I do. Even at a younger age, I don't think a lot of people thought the way that I did. And I think that's what makes me stand out. And so I want to be able to share my perspective on things, different things, in hopes to help you to maybe consider changing your mindset. I don't know, maybe giving you a different perspective of things, in hopes to, have a better, more positive life, live a more positive lifestyle. And so that's my goal for starting YouTube. That's my purpose of starting YouTube. That is my desire and goals as a content creator. I want to be able to inspire people, just inspire, motivate, help you to just get a new perspective. All of those things is what I want to do. And I just like the word content creator because I just making videos of me in my life, me on my journey, and I'm just putting it onto these bigger platforms in hopes that a broader range of people, of audience, can view it. Again, like I said at the beginning, I feel like there's a lot of people who are maybe not where they want to be in life, or maybe kind of just like stuck or just too comfortable in their environment, and that's because of their environment, and they're just don't have the opportunities or the resources or just the knowledge to know how to get out of that environment. And so this is just a way for me to reach those people, to let you know that there's other ways to, change not just your environment, but change your perspective on life and actually go after what you really want and just change the person, be a better person, change the way that you are, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in life. I want to be a resource for you to realize that there's other ways, and just give you new perspective on that. So that's my goals. If you would like to, follow me on this journey, see what else I have to offer, like I said in the beginning, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. I will be posting videos every Wednesday and Sundays. Wednesdays are going to be more like sit down, kind of like educational, wisdom, encouraging, motivational videos such as this one. And then Sundays are going to be my vlog, mostly vlogs. So you'll get to see a little bit more of like my personality and other parts of me on a regular day basis. Not to say that how I am now is not how I am on a regular day basis, but how I am now is me just being more professional, more serious, whereas my vlogs, you see me be goofy and a whole mess. Just on Sundays, just be tuned in and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. And again, if you like this video and want to see more like it, go ahead and also hit that like button and share. You guys, share this video with anybody who you think might need it or may be interested in. And feel free to comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I don't know, put some motivational stuff in there because your girl be needed it. Like I said, we're doing this full time, y'all. Huge risk. Huge risk. So I be needing some motivation myself sometimes. I know I'm trying to give motivation to people, but give that motivation back too so that I can be able to continue to give you guys motivation. And yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.